Have you ever wondered what you would choose if you were faced with love and wealth? The heroine of today's story, Princess Zara, had to face such a decision. Princess Zara, from the United Arab Emirates, was born into a family of unimaginable wealth. Her father was a famous business magnate, one of the most influential people in the UAE, and the family's fortune was in the tens of billions of dollars. She lived in luxury from childhood, was chauffeured in high-end cars, and her food, clothing, and all daily necessities were exclusively of the luxury class. Although Zara grew up in an Arab country, she received a Western education from a young age, had broad and modern views, and was not constrained by traditional culture at all. As she grew older, Zara was filled with curiosity about the outside world. She wanted to explore the world on her own and get to know other cultures. So, after graduating from university, she decided to continue her studies in England, enrolling in a master's program in international relations and cultural studies. "I'm tired of living in a golden cage," she once told her best friend, Aisha. "All I want is freedom and true love, not a life orchestrated by my family." During her studies in England, Zara met Ali Khan, an exchange student from Pakistan. Ali's family was very simple, and to complete his studies in England, he had to rely on a scholarship and part-time jobs. They fell in love with each other at first sight, and soon were deeply in love. Ali did not know Zara's true background. He thought she was just an ordinary student from an Arab country, and Zara was happy to hide her identity because she could finally experience a pure love, unburdened by wealth and status. "You know, when I'm with you, I feel like a normal person, and it's such a wonderful feeling," Zara often told Ali. After a year of dating, Ali's studies came to an end, and he had to return to Pakistan for work. At this moment, Zara made a shocking decision. She was ready to give up everything her family had given her to follow Ali and live in Pakistan. "What? Are you out of your mind?" her best friend asked in shock. "You're going to throw away your life and fortune in the UAE for some guy from Pakistan? Do you even know what Pakistan is like? It's nowhere near our standard of living." Of course, in the eyes of many wealthy Arabs, Pakistan was a country with political instability, lagging behind the wealthy Gulf monarchies. They believed that most Pakistanis had a low standard of living, lived in small apartments, used public transport, and had no habit of luxury consumption. But Zara didn't think so. During her studies in England, she had learned a lot about the real situation in Pakistan from Ali. Pakistan may not have the oil wealth we do, but their tech and textile industries are a crucial manufacturing base for the world. Many major companies play a key role in the global supply chain, Zara explained to her friend. And more importantly, the level of education and hospitality in Pakistan was high. Tourism was outstanding, and the quality of life was actually very good. In fact, although Pakistan's GDP per capita was not comparable to the UAE, it was still one of the largest economies in the region. What mattered more was that Pakistani society was warm and friendly, people were smiling and hospitable, and this was what Zara longed for. Ignoring the objections of her family and friends, Zara was determined to follow Ali to Pakistan. She told her family she was just going on a short trip, but in reality, she decided to settle there. At first, upon arriving in Karachi, Zara experienced a culture shock. Although Karachi was a developed and vibrant city, it did not have the polished luxury of Dubai, nor the ostentation she saw everywhere back home. Housing in Karachi was mostly compact. The summers were hot and humid, and the traffic jams were a serious problem. The pace of life for the citizens was fast, and everyone was busy with their work. "Oh my God! The nightlife here is so lively, and so much delicious food." The first time she went on a night out in Karachi, Zara was deeply fascinated by the variety of food and the energetic atmosphere. "This biryani is just incredible. It's more delicious than any gourmet dish I've had in the UAE." Zara ate simple Pakistani food, but felt a satisfaction she had never experienced before. After graduation, Ali got a job at one of the top tech companies in Pakistan. The salary was good, but for Zara, who was used to a luxurious life, This middle-class lifestyle was still quite modest. But Zara didn't care. She even began to learn how to manage a household, cook Pakistani dishes, and experience the life of an ordinary person. So this is what the satisfaction of cooking with your own hands feels like. The first time she successfully made samosas, Zara jumped for joy in the kitchen. Meanwhile, Zara's family began to worry. They hadn't been able to contact her for some time. They only knew she was in Pakistan, but didn't know what she was doing. Sheikh Rashid, Zara's father, was a traditional Arab businessman for whom family honor was paramount, and he was very worried about his daughter's disappearance. "How can my daughter live alone in a foreign country? It's too dangerous," Rashid told his wife. "And what's so good about this Pakistan? It's hot, crowded. What kind of life is waiting for her there?" In Rashid's mind, Pakistan was just a developing country that couldn't even compare to one of the Emirates. He couldn't imagine his daughter, a true princess, living in such a place. But in reality, Pakistan's level of economic and cultural development was much higher than Rashid imagined. Pakistan was an important base for textile and software production, with its industrial development level being one of the leading in the region. Skyscrapers stood on the streets of Karachi. The transportation system was diverse, and the nightlife was vibrant. More importantly, Pakistani society was welcoming and open, and relationships between people were much more friendly. Zara felt a freedom and respect here that she had never experienced before. This was something she had never felt in her wealthy family in the UAE. In Pakistan, no one restricts my freedom just because I'm a woman. No one looks at me strangely just because I'm an Arab, Zara often told Ali. Here, I have found my true self. But the good times didn't last long. Zara's father, through various channels, finally found out where his daughter was, and also learned about Ali. When Rashid found out that his beloved daughter was living with a common Pakistani boy, he was furious. What nonsense! How can my daughter live with some poor boy? Rashid was beside himself with anger. I have to bring her back, so she understands her position and her responsibilities. So, Rashid and his wife immediately flew on a private jet directly to Karachi. They were accompanied by bodyguards and lawyers, ready to do whatever it took to bring their daughter back to the UAE. When Zara learned that her parents were coming to Pakistan to take her away, she was both worried and determined. She had a long discussion with Ali and finally decided to face this storm head-on. Sooner or later, they would have to find out anyway. It's better to face them openly than to hide. Zara took Ali's hand and said, "Don't worry, whatever happens, I will be with you." Although Ali was worried, he knew this had to be faced. "Your family will surely look down on me, but I will prove them wrong. I may not be as rich, but I will do everything I can to make you happy." Finally, on a Saturday morning, Rashid and his entourage arrived in Karachi. They checked into the presidential suite of the city's most luxurious hotel and immediately contacted Zara. "Dad, Mom, I'll come to meet you with Ali, but you have to promise that you won't force me to return," Zara said firmly over the phone. Although Rashid was displeased, he agreed to his daughter's terms. They arranged to meet at the hotel's restaurant. On the day of the meeting, Zara dressed beautifully, and Ali also wore his most formal suit. Holding hands, they entered the hotel lobby and met Rashid and his wife, who exuded an aura of power, accompanied by several bodyguards. "My dear, do you know how worried we were about you?" Amina, Zara's mother, hugged her daughter tightly upon seeing her, tears streaming down her face. "Why would you do this? Disappear without saying anything? We almost thought we had lost you." Rashid, however, looked at Ali with a stern expression, studying the man who had taken his daughter away. In his eyes, Ali's suit was clearly not from a famous brand, and the watch on his wrist was very simple. It was clear at a glance that this was an ordinary man. "So you're the boy my daughter gave up everything for?" Rashid asked coldly in English. Ali took a deep breath and replied fluently in English. "Yes, sir. I love your daughter and I will dedicate my whole life to taking care of her." "Humph. Do you even know who my daughter is? Do you know what she gave up?" Rashid's voice was full of contempt. "She is a princess of the UAE, with $1 billion fortune. What can you give her? This small apartment and a difficult life? Ali was speechless for a moment. He truly did not know about Zara's real background and her high social status. Zara had never talked about her family, only mentioning that they had their own business and were quite well off. Seeing this, Zara rushed to defend Ali. "Dad, I love Ali for his sincerity and talent, not for his money or position. During my time in Pakistan, I have been very happy, happier than I ever was in the palace in the UAE." Rashid scoffed. "Happiness? What happiness can there be in this developing country?" Zara did not give up. "Dad, you have a completely wrong impression of Pakistan. It's not backward. It's one of the hubs of South Asia. Its tech and textile industries are developed. The healthcare system is of a high standard, and people's quality of life is good. The people here are warm and friendly. The society is free and open. Here, I have found myself and my true freedom." "The tech industry? What's that? How much money does it make?" Rashid asked indifferently. Zara couldn't help but retort. "Dad, you may not be very familiar. Pakistan's tech industry is an important hub on a global level. The company Ali works for is one of the leaders in software solutions in the region. The research project he is leading is worth a huge amount of money." Ali modestly added, "Our company's components and technologies are used in products by famous brands all over the world, even in the luxury systems that you use, sir. In fact, Pakistan was gaining a reputation as a major tech outsourcing destination." Rashid listened with disbelief. He took out his smartphone. "Are you saying your company's technology is in this too?" "Yes, sir. And not just that. The next generation system we are developing will significantly enhance the efficiency of future smart devices while reducing energy consumption." Ali's eyes shone with a love and pride for his technology. Amina asked curiously, "And what is your income? Can you support my daughter?" Ali answered honestly, "My salary is considered a high income in Pakistan. Although it cannot compare to the fortunes of UAE magnates, it is enough for us to live comfortably. Besides, I have received company shares, which have great potential for growth in the future." Hearing this, Rashid relaxed a bit but was still not fully satisfied. "It sounds decent, but my daughter has been accustomed to luxury since childhood, living in huge houses, using designer brands. Can you provide her with such a life?" "Sir, if you don't mind, I invite you to visit my company and see our apartment. That way, you can better understand our life and work in Pakistan." Rashid thought for a moment and finally nodded in agreement. The next day, Ali arranged a tour of the company and a visit to their home. When Rashid's family entered the research and development center of the company where Ali worked, they were completely stunned. The modern and spacious research center, advanced labs and prototypes, and the diligent and dedicated employees, everything here exuded a high-tech atmosphere. The vice president of the company personally greeted them and told Rashid about Ali's importance. "Ali is one of our best software architects. The system he developed in the previous generation brought the company hundreds of millions in profit. Now he is leading the team to develop the next generation product, which is crucial for our company's future." Rashid listened with his mouth open. He didn't think his son-in-law held such a high position and had such influence in the company. "In fact," the vice president continued, "Mr. Khan's research has been filed for several international patents. He is a recognized genius in our industry. We value his talent and dedication very much." During the lab tour, Ali explained in detail to his father-in-law and mother-in-law the importance of their technology and its development prospects. His professional knowledge and enthusiasm made Rashid look at this young man in a new light. "You know, sir, without these technologies, it's impossible to create the smart, interconnected world we live in. Pakistan's status as a tech hub is like the UAE's status in the energy sector. It has regional significance," Rashid pondered. As a business magnate, he understood perfectly the importance of energy and technology for the global economy. He never imagined that the country he had so underestimated possessed such advanced capabilities. After the tour, Ali invited his in-laws to their apartment. They lived in a middle-class condominium in a nice area of Karachi. Although the apartment was small, it was warmly and comfortably furnished, and the view from the window was beautiful. This is your home? Amina looked at the apartment, less than 1,500 square feet, in surprise. Yes, Mom. Zara smiled. Although it's not spacious, it has everything we need, and the city's amenities are right at our doorstep. The infrastructure around is very developed. Most importantly, this is mine and Ali's shared home, full of love and warmth. Ali gave his in-laws a tour of the apartment. They saw the living room that Zara had decorated, with pictures of their travels around Pakistan on the walls. On the kitchen wall were recipes for Pakistani dishes that Zara was learning to cook. The study was full of books on engineering and literature. Zara is also teaching Arabic at a language center now, Ali said with pride. Her students love her, and she says it gives her a sense of accomplishment. Zara added, Yes. This is the first time I've experienced the feeling of earning money through my own labor. That kind of satisfaction cannot be bought with any amount of money. For dinner, Zara and Ali cooked several exquisite Pakistani dishes and some adapted Arab ones together. Rashid and Amina were surprised to find that their daughter not only learned to cook but did it very well. I never knew you could cook, Amina said emotionally. At home, you never even folded your own clothes. Zara smiled. People change, Mom. In Pakistan, I've learned many things I never did before. It makes me feel like my life is full. After dinner, Ali suggested taking his in-laws for a walk through the city at night. Night in Karachi was especially lively, with food, entertainment, and a variety of goods. Rashid and Amina had never experienced such a simple, grassroots life. At first, they were not used to it, but they were soon captivated by the joyful atmosphere. This drink, called lassi, it's so unusual, Amina said with surprise after trying it. And this dish is called halim. It's a famous local delicacy. Zara introduced the food to her parents. When I first tried it, I was amazed. Amidst the crowd on the street, Rashid watched his daughter and Ali interacting. They looked at each other and smiled, their eyes full of love. Ali carefully carried Zara's shopping, and Zara adjusted Ali's scarf. Such a natural and sincere love could not be bought with any treasure. Back in the apartment, Rashid and Amina sat in the living room, looking at the tired but happy young couple. Their thoughts began to change. Daughter, Rashid finally said, I have seen a lot in these 2 days. I must admit, I initially had prejudices about Pakistan and Ali. I thought Pakistan was a backward place, and Ali was just an ordinary boy. But now I understand. I was wrong. Zara looked at her father in surprise, not expecting him to admit his mistake. Rashid continued, Pakistan's industry is indeed developed, and the people's quality of life is good. Although it doesn't have the oil wealth of the UAE, technology and talent are the real assets of this country. Ali is an outstanding young man, talented, capable. Most importantly, he sincerely loves you. Amina also nodded in agreement. When I saw you two together, I knew you had found true love. Although as a mother I want you to come home, what I want most is for you to be happy. Zara emotionally hugged her parents. Thank you for understanding me. I really love Ali, and I really like life in Pakistan. Although it's not as wealthy as home, the quality of life is high. Society is free and friendly, especially very respectful towards women. Rashid thought for a moment, then said seriously to Ali, Young man, my daughter chose you, giving up everything her family gave her. You must prove to me that her choice was worth it. Ali replied firmly, Sir, I will prove it with my whole life. I will not only succeed in my career but also make Zara happy every day with my heart and actions. Rashid nodded in satisfaction, then said something that surprised everyone. Zara is my daughter. Wherever she is my pride. Her dowry and inheritance rights will not be reduced by a single cent. Zara looked at her father in surprise. Dad, does this mean you accept my relationship with Ali? Yes, Rashid smiled and said, but I have one condition. What condition? Zara asked anxiously. You must come to visit us in the UAE every year, at least once a year, Rashid said. And I hope that in the future, My grandchildren will learn both Arab and Pakistani culture at the same time. Zara excitedly hugged her father. Of course. Thank you, Dad. Ali also expressed his gratitude to his father-in-law. Thank you for your understanding and support, sir. I will take good care of Zara and respect your traditions and culture. The next day, Rashid decided to extend his stay in Pakistan. He wanted to get to know the place his daughter loved so much better. Over the next week, Ali and Zara took them to visit the historical sites of Lahore, took a boat trip at Clifton Beach in Karachi, explored the bustling markets, and even visited a friend's farmhouse. Rashid was amazed by Pakistan's rich nature and deep cultural heritage. He found that although Pakistan had its challenges, it had rich tourist resources, developed infrastructure, a high-quality population, and a well-preserved environment. It's much better here than I thought, Rashid told his wife. No wonder Zara doesn't want to leave, Amina agreed. Yes, the people here are very polite, society is lively, and it feels very safe. And look how happy Zara is. On the last day before their departure, Rashid offered to give the young couple a gift. Zara thought her father would give them a large sum of money and was about to refuse, but she didn't expect Rashid to say, I have decided to invest in a tech company in Karachi that specializes in developing clean energy software. Ali, I hope you will be a technical consultant, Ali asked in surprise. Why clean energy, sir? Rashid smiled and explained, Oil will run out one day. The future is in renewable energy. The UAE must change, and Pakistan's technological potential can help us achieve this goal. This is a win-win cooperation. Zara looked at her father with gratitude. She knew this was her father's way of supporting them while also thinking about the future of the UAE. Before leaving, Rashid told his daughter, I am proud of you. You have found true love and found value in your life. This is more important than any wealth. Amina hugged her daughter and whispered, Do you really not regret leaving the luxury and the big house? Zara replied firmly, Not a bit, Mom. True happiness is not living in a luxurious palace, but being with the person you love and living a meaningful life. In Pakistan, I have found such happiness. After seeing her parents off, Zara and Ali returned to their small but cozy apartment. Ali said emotionally, I never thought your father would end up accepting us and even offer a partnership. Zara smiled and said, That's the power of love. It can cross cultural differences, break down prejudices, and create miracles. You gave up so much to come to Pakistan. Was it worth it? Ali asked seriously. Zara looked at the Karachi nightscape outside the window and answered without hesitation, Of course, it was worth it. Here, I found myself and true love. Pakistan has given me priceless freedom and friendship that cannot be bought with any amount of money. A year later, Zara founded a cultural exchange center in Karachi to promote understanding between the Arab world and Pakistan. Ali's research project achieved significant success and received international recognition. They bought a bigger house in a suburb of Karachi, but continued to live a simple and fulfilling life. Rashid and Amina came to Pakistan for a month every year and gradually fell in love with the lifestyle and culture of the people in this land. Rashid's clean energy venture succeeded in both Pakistan and the UAE, becoming a model of cooperation between the two countries. This love story, which crossed culture and wealth, proved that true love is priceless, and also broke down people's prejudices about different cultures and economic development models. Although Pakistan does not have the oil wealth of the UAE, its developed industry, friendly society, and high quality of life have created its own unique value. One day, Zara gave an interview to a journalist. I did not give up wealth. I chose a different kind of wealth: love, freedom, and my true self. In Pakistan, I found all of this, and it is more valuable than any money. And so, the love story of an Arab princess and a Pakistani engineer not only changed their own destinies, but also promoted understanding and respect between two very different cultures. Sometimes, the power of love is much greater than we can imagine. Well, friends, that's where today's story ends. I hope you enjoyed it. This love story that transcended culture and wealth. If you think it's wonderful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also leave your comment. Until next time.